welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you are new here. My name is Val and I love sharing super easy recipes for the average everyday cook. Today I am going to be sharing 5 sheet pan recipes, and these are super quick, super simple, super delicious, and I hope that you enjoy them. So let's get right into it and whisk up some magic in the kitchen.
So we're going to start this week off with some sheet pan baby back ribs. This was my favorite recipe from this series, and I hope you'll give this one a try. So we're starting with 2 pounds of baby back ribs, and I've got, for the rub, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, 2 teaspoons of paprika, 1 teaspoon of cayenne, 2 teaspoons of oregano, and also a 1/4 cup of brown sugar that you will see I added in after I rubbed everything in, because I am human and completely forgot to add that in. So it still tasted good, but absolutely mix that with your regular seasonings. Once your seasonings are all mixed into your meat, you're going to just wash your hands and cover this up with some aluminum foil. I did wind up leaving a little space in between my foil so some of that steam can be released. We're going to cook this low and slow at 275 for about 2 hours. This way that meat has a lot of time to tenderize. Now, once those 2 hours are up, we're going to just brush it with your favorite barbecue sauce. I am using a cup, but you can eyeball this too. You use how much your heart wants to use. Of course, we need some veggies with this, so I am using green beans. You could really use whatever you want. You could use broccoli, asparagus, but this is what I had. Then you just season them with a little salt and pepper. Cover them up with the remaining foil there, just the green beans though, and then you are going to leave the meat exposed because we're going to broil this for about 5 to 7 minutes. So broil it on high, and that's going to caramelize all of that delicious barbecue sauce and cook your green beans as well. This was so good. If you try one recipe this week, let it be this one. Next up, we're going to be making sheet pan steak and potatoes, and I made a special mushroom gravy to go with it. So we're going to start by cutting our russet potatoes into wedges and then transferring them over to a lined sheet pan. Now, at this point, my kids would not leave me alone to help me in the kitchen, and I said, let's give you an easy job. So we're drizzling these potatoes with 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and then we're adding in a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, and also a teaspoon of garlic powder and a teaspoon of dried oregano. And at this point, I let my kids just go at it with their hands. Obviously, I put a little salt and pepper in here too, but my kids pretty much mixed it up. Obviously, had to help a little bit, but for the most part, I think they had a good time mixing this up. They wanted to put it in the oven, but they're a little too young for that still. There's always, when they get older, they will be able to help me more, and I hope they have this same mindset when they get older too. So now we're going to start making our mushroom gravy. So I've got 2 cloves of garlic that I minced up and about 6 mushrooms that I sliced pretty thin. Over to our pan, I am just heating up 2 tablespoons of butter and 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and just melt that up really quick. Now we're going to add in our mushrooms, and we are going to cook them until they are nice and soft with a little salt and pepper, so about 3 to 4 minutes. Now that our mushrooms are nice and tender, we're going to add in our garlic and cook for about 30 seconds to 1 minute until they're nice and fragrant, and add in a 1/4 cup of flour and give that a good mix. We want to cook out all that raw flour taste. And then we are going to gradually add in a cup of beef broth. You can add in less or more depending on what consistency you like. Longer you cook this, the thicker it will be, but what you're looking for is this, so it stays separate when you wipe your finger on the back of the spoon.
potatoes are done cooking, you're just going to scooch on over those potatoes to one side and then lay out your steaks, and you're going to season it with whatever seasoning that you like for your steak. For me personally, this garlic butter seasoning from BJ's is my favorite. I love it on everything. And then you're just going to broil it for about 4 minutes per side for medium rare. This is such a fast, easy dinner, and everybody loves it. It seems like something that took hours to make, but really it came together in no time at all. It's definitely a must try. Next up, we are making sheet pan sausage and vegetables. We're going to start with 1 green zucchini, 2 yellow zucchinis, 1 red bell pepper, 1 onion, and a couple cloves of garlic. You're going to dice up the veggies and mince the garlic. We need our sausage. So I've got 2 links of beef smoked sausage here, and I just cut them into slices. And these are my personal favorite potatoes in the world. It is the American medley potatoes. They are small and cute, and I just love them. I just cut them all in half, and they have these beautiful purple potatoes, which are delicious, and they look so pretty too. So we're going to just spread them out on our baking sheet, along with all of our other veggies that we diced up. Just try to spread them out as evenly as you can. And of course, we can't forget our garlic. Just sprinkle that on top. And then we are going to add our sausage. Of course, we need the star of the show. Drizzle with a bit of olive oil, and then season with a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, and a little bit of salt and pepper, and give that a really good stir. Now this is totally optional, but I wanted some tomatoes in this dish, so I just added some diced tomatoes. You can use fresh. I just had the cans on hand. Now we're going to bake it at 400 for about an hour, or until everything is nice and cooked through. And I served mine over rice. This was such an easy dinner, and it was delicious. Next up, we are going to be making the easiest sheet pan shrimp fajitas you have ever seen. So we are going to just slice up 1 green bell pepper, 1 red bell pepper, 1 yellow bell pepper, and 1 red onion. And we're just going to slice that into small pieces. Then over to our sheet pan, I have an extra piece of foil here that I'm going to put in 6 of our flour tortillas. And these are going to bake along with all of our delicious ingredients for this recipe. We have a pound of shrimp. Now these are raw shrimp and the tails are off, so make sure that you take the tails off your shrimp. And then we're going to just mix it up with the bell peppers and onions. Now we're just going to season this with 2 tablespoons of taco seasoning and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and then just drizzle that with about a tablespoon of olive oil and give it a really good mix. Bake this at 400 for 15 to 17 minutes, or until the shrimp is cooked through and the veggies are nice and tender. And let me show you these tortillas. They came out so good. They're nice and steamy. They're not too hard, not too soft. They were perfect. We served ours alongside some rice, and then we put our favorite fajita toppings on. And of course, you need some fresh lime juice. This was such a good dinner, and I hope you guys give this one a try. Now we are going to make sheet pan calzone. This is so fun because you can really make this your own and put whatever kind of toppings that you want inside of it. So I am using a couple veggies here. I have 2 bags of store-bought
pizza dough. Of course, you can make your own, but I took the shortcut. Over to our sheet pan, I am just oiling it with some olive oil, and then I'm going to spread out the pizza dough the best I can to make it fit on the sheet pan. Now, I'm going to give you guys a little secret here. I have this meat tenderizer, and what you do, if you just poke this with the meat tenderizer all over the dough, it creates little tiny holes to make it easier to spread out the pizza dough without breaking it. And I totally would have baked this bottom sheet for a little while before putting all the toppings and sauce and everything on, so keep that in mind. I would have baked it for about 5 minutes. Anyways, we're going to spread out our pizza sauce, and then we're going to put about a cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. I use the Italian style, but use whatever you like. And now we are going to start assembling this. Now, this is cool because you can make this into 4 different sections, so you could really please everyone in the family. So I'm putting my veggies as my first one. I'm doing some pepperoni slices, and then this one is my favorite, which is the margherita pizza. It's just got fresh mozzarella and some pesto sauce for the basil, and then I did put some tomatoes on there as well, because you can't have a margherita pizza without fresh tomatoes. And then our oh so controversial topping, some pineapples. I love pineapple pizza. Let me know what you think in the comments if you love it too. I know that it is a controversial item. And now we're just going to add on the rest of our mozzarella cheese, about another cup, and then just top it with that extra piece of dough and pinching the sides just so it can connect the best it can. Leave some holes so the steam can release when it is cooking. I also brushed it with a little bit more olive oil. This way it gets nice and brown as it's cooking. I cooked it for 20 minutes at 400, and it was so good. I am telling you guys, this is something that's so fun. You can get your kids to help out. I think you guys will really love this one. I am obviously eating my margarita one because that was my favorite.
So that's gonna do it for today's video. If you did enjoy these recipes, I have so many more just like this on this channel, so hit that red subscribe button down below and turn on the notifications so you don't miss any more uploads. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye!